story all began in December of 2025. I'd spent some money on Christmas presents for my friends and family. I'd booked a nice trip away. Everything was looking good until it then came to January 2026. Now, January is a very stressful time of the year. We've entered the era of pressure. Let's get things right this year. Let's set some goals. Let's have a plan in place and let's achieve all of these things. The problem is, in order to be in that position even to start with, you need to get yourself to a position where everything's okay first. We were not there. So I use a budget sheet that I created myself in order to track my income, my outgoings, and my projected monthly forecast, showing me if I'm heading for financial doom or if things are actually looking okay. This is what the graph looks like. So I had to take a look in the mirror, take some action, take some responsibility, and decide to sort things out. So how do we sort our way around this big problem? That's where the mindset had to change. So in order to sort ourselves out financially, there were a few things we needed to do. We had to get ourselves up to scratch. Once we were up to scratch, we needed to look for new ways to make money. So what do? We decided to sell the microwave! In all seriousness, what we decided to do was to get a job. I got some work at my university teaching, so that pays quite well, meaning that I don't actually have to do much per month to get £150. And that means it doesn't interrupt my studies too much and I don't need to go and work at KFC. The good thing about this as well is also that being able to work at my university means I don't need to spend money on travel, don't need to commute to work. I'm already going to be there, already getting paid to be at university in the first place. So it's basically just free money. I would have been there anyway, I'm just getting paid extra to be in the same place. Step number 2 is we've got to find another source of income. And ideally this source of income is going to be immediate. So how are we going to get immediate money? Well, we need to scheme. So what schemes do we have at our hand? Firstly, we have Vinted. Secondly, we have eBay, although I don't really use that. Thirdly, we have refund schemes. Fourthly, Facebook. It's of my opinion that if you receive something in the post that's not good enough, you should ask for a refund for that. Because why not? At least see if they'll give you some money, like some partial money back. And that is what I got from Amazon. So a couple of my orders, a few things had gone wrong. They were still usable, but I paid for that stuff to be in a working order. I paid for that to be as advertised. That then brings me on to eBay/Vinted. Now I don't use eBay, so I'm just going to talk about Vinted, but it's a similar concept, right? I put pretty much everything that I own and don't wear or use whatsoever on Vinted. I sold like everything from my Google Echo Dot to my old pajamas, my sunglasses, my glasses, like literally everything apart from like 4 or 5 basic outfits that I've now got left over. Why? Because I need the money. Like I need the money. Okay, anyway, let's just move on from that. But we made some good money from that. So we made £150 from that so far. Not bad. So this now brings the total up from roughly £700 of secured work for the next 4 months. £150 or so from Vinted. Oh, and then obviously, finally, Facebook and something else I'm going to talk about, but I'll come on to that later. So, realistically, again, if we want free money, immediate money, cash in hand, straight away that we can just go to the post office and pay into our banks, what do? We put some stuff on Facebook, hence the microwave. So, what have I currently sold on Facebook so far? Well, I sold my puppy pen because I got a dog. That's another reason why I'm in this financial crisis to begin with, but that's a different story. I sold some other puppy stuff I sold, yes, my microwave. So then what then happened after I decided to sell my microwave? For the purpose of this, and also just to be honest, as a principle for further financial reasoning, I think money saved is money made, because you're going to spend that money on something else. Okay, so I want you to imagine a scenario. You've got £400 of bills to pay in 4 months, £100 a month, and I come up to you and I give you 400 quid. You then might say to yourself, well, okay, look, I've now got £400, so I can just cover these bills for the next 4 months with this money. But then you've not really gained anything. It's just like, you could have been in any financial situation. You could have been like deep in your overdraft. It's like, you're just as better off in the long run, because you're going to continue to use those bills, which means on a longer scale, you're just wasting more money. So, I don't know, at least that's what it was like with me. So what did I do? I cancelled loads of bills. I cancelled my dog's pet plan because she'd used like all of her free stuff. Moving swiftly on, we then cancelled our gym membership. Now, I know what everyone's going to think. Oh, like, why have you cancelled your gym membership if you're also trying to get better in the gym? That's why you had it in the first place. Because this is another scheme. If we cancel our membership, it's only a matter of months until the gym comes up to us again and they say, look, would you like to join back, and we'll give you our first month for free. At that point, we've already trained for like 1 or 2 months at home with like resistance-based training. We've gone on runs, get our cardio, we cycled. I don't care what anyone says about resistance-based training, it's good. Like, it genuinely is good. Like, you go to the gym and you use resistance machines. So then what's so bad about doing it at home with something that costs a fraction of the price? 4 months at a £30 gym is 120 quid. I think I also cancelled another bill, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, so I then cancelled my EE phone bill. And I transferred over to giffgaff because it was £10 a month for 18 months fixed. Like, find me a better deal. 25 gigabytes, 5G, £25 a month at EE for that, or £10 a month at giffgaff. We're saving £15 a month. Times 8 months, that's £120. And this takes us to a grand total made/saved for £1,300 over the next 8 months. Now, you can debate with yourselves, do you need to sell your microwave to do this? No, you do not. But it's the principle here. This is the principle. I'm out of the trenches, but I'm not on the beach. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I've still got a long way to go. Now it's like, okay, what do I do? Like, I've got to a stable position where I'm not going to go broke anytime soon. But it's like, I need to have that motivation of having nothing, or like simulate for myself having nothing so that I can go further. Because I am motivated, but that motivation comes out at its best when I know I'm fucked. So it's like, I need to tell myself, even if I'm not fucked, that I am fucked. Because then it's like, I'll actually make money. You're right? At least for me, that's how I work. So right now, even though I'm stable, I am telling myself I am not. I'm telling myself that I need to make more money. I'm telling myself that things aren't okay, because I need to gaslight myself into finding other ways to make more money, because that is my aspiration. And for other people, again, like, it might be other things. It might be that you had this whole similar journey but with your job, and you're really hating your job, but now you're finding ways to cope at your job, and ultimately you want to escape that job. So maybe like me, you're trying to make some more money. Or it could be just that you're in the gym and you've put on some weight, you took the bulk too far, now you're trying to cut down, and you're just trying to kind of sort everything out because, like, you just didn't do a good job and you're trying to find that motivation again. This is why I think this conversation, this microcosm of a microwave, is really important for the grander schemes in life, to be honest. Because what you have to take into consideration is, it's not the things you learn just every day here and there that make you who you are. It's how you respond to things as well. Like, how you act, what you say, what you do. Like, are you going to act like this way forever? Like, how bad do you want what you want? How many runs are you willing to do so that you can get better at running because that's your goal? Or how far are you prepared to cycle to work because you want to find a flat which is cheaper? Just at the end of the day, it all comes down to really your own principles and beliefs. That's kind of just what I wanted to say. That's the biggest message here, I think, is that like anything you do is going to have a consequence, and you decide what that consequence is when you make that action to start with. Like me spending lots of money in December and January when deep down I knew I couldn't afford that is why I then had to make loads of money to cover that, and also why I'm now even more motivated to try and buy myself some more freedom and some more breathing room and some more space. I think one of the most important factors of all of this that I kind of just want to touch on to finish off with is just the honesty aspect of it. Is because for me, being honest is like the most important thing. Like, I'd rather someone tells me what they think than what they think I want to hear. The reason I think this is important though is because we need to be like that with ourselves. We can't be like gaslighting ourselves that everything's going to be okay when it's not. Look at me, like everything was okay now in the end, and I was telling myself that everything's going to be okay because I have this like thing where I just do end up with things being okay in the end because I find ways to make things work. But it's like I could just get rid of all the stress and worry of all of that and just stay stable if I just don't make those bad choices to begin with, and I don't slip out of those good habits that I've now built for myself. It's not even that, it's just also the fact that if I keep telling myself everything's going to be okay, what about the time when it's not okay? Like, what I'm just kind of counting on luck then to get me through and giving my future self a harder time, really. So I just think like if I can make this video, my first video, telling everyone like this is how I went into New Year financially, and this is the honesty that I had to have with myself. This is where I had to take accountability for things, and this is where I slipped up. Then I think that just speaks volumes for like how we all need to be honest. Like I was just kind of saying before, like the danger now isn't the money, isn't the stability. It's about slipping into bad habits again. Like I said, even if this is like something else for you, like gym or like your own personal journey for doing something like this, like content, and just like you slipped up and you lost motivation or you need to get back in track, just take from the principles of this. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Say bye. Bye.